Hey, Brian, what'd you take away from this game? Just how you started, and then obviously towards the end there, you just couldn't get that goal to at least tie the game.
Couldn't get one goal to tie the game, 2 goals to win. Gave up another, soft goal that I have to own up to. Yeah. Not sure of how to answer that, Maz, because we can't drop points at home all the time. We created a bunch. We created a ton of chances. I don't know what the expected goals will be, but we had a lot of good opportunities. You got to give credit. Steph Fry makes that save last game. Their goalkeeper made that save on a bear. That was a really good save in the first half. He was able to make a couple of easier saves, but credit them for staying in there. But overall, I thought, we created enough chances and we just couldn't score.
Jeremiah?
I guess just to follow up real quickly on that, you said, what were you saying on the corner kick goal? What were you saying that you have to?
Well, because we really didn't have time to train it as much as I would have liked. We put Tevez at the back post. It was a new position for the kid. We walked through it, but walkthroughs aren't the same as live training. And so the responsibility there, it's not on Tevez actually, the goal. Knew who should have stayed with him. Josh, the initial header. It was a combination of things. But in our zone, how we set up, that space is always covered. So I can't blame the kid for it.
So as far as what do you tell the guys when they're creating as many chances as they created in that game? For what it's worth, it was almost 3 xG. Is that something that you can coach? Is that something that what do you say?
We have the last 2 weeks, Jeremiah, last 3 weeks, we've been doing, I would say, 80-20 as far as attacking exercises, drills versus defending. I complained last week or the other week about giving up some goals, so we did a couple sessions on back 4 work and being a little bit more stingy. But we've worked hard and long. And look, Raul's going to score goals. Hebert's going to score goals. Sometimes their goal scorers are streaky. It's Raul's first game since April 15th. But these types of games hurt because we should have got more out of the game.
Go over to you, Nico. Mike's coming your way.
Coach, on the defensive end, Javier Rega gets a start today. Just wanted to get your take on his play overall in the 90 minutes.
I thought Javi was pretty good. Early in the first half, he was spraying a couple good balls. I thought he dealt with Eboisi fairly well. We wanted to give Yaimar a little bit of rest. I rested Jackson the other week. Javi's a good player. He's a starter on a lot of teams in MLS. I thought he was good.
Owen, over to you.
Yeah. How important is confidence for a player like Leo Chu? Obviously, his first 2 seasons, it took some time to grow in, but now he's looking really confident. Have you coached players like that before, and kind of what do you say to him?
Well, Leo is a good talent, good player. What we have said to him in the last 2 years of work hard, work smart, plenty of repetitions of training. We were actually going to take him off to try and save some legs because he's got to start again against Portland. But he was effective, so we made the decision not to take him out of the game, and he almost delivered. He had a bunch of good balls across, so kid was good.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Reed Baker-Whiting. He was sending in quite a few dangerous balls into the box after he came on. Perhaps a movement to make him more of a regular?
Well, Reed's improvement has been noticeable by the coaching staff and by everybody that watches him play. He's another one that just needs a little more seasoning, a little more experience. I wouldn't say that he's going to be the starting right back for our club now, but he certainly is going to put pressure on Alex, for sure. And since Alex got his 5th yellow card, kid's got a good chance of starting, so we'll see.
All right, we'll come back around to the front over here to John Marshall. And Maz, I see you for a follow-up. Reminder on Zoom, if you have a question, now's the time to get your hand up in the raise hand function button. John, over to you.
Brian, tonight you led most every stat on the stat sheet other than the most important one. The one that sticks out to me, those 10 corners from the night. What can you do as a team to be more effective on corners and set pieces?
We've actually trained a lot in that regard. The execution of it, though, wasn't good tonight. The service has to be there, the movements in the box. If they're, preventing one thing, that we've trained on during the week, we've got to switch gears. I don't know. I'd have to look at them. I'm trying to think of which one of them were dangerous, and I can't think of one, so maybe that's to your point. But we'll watch the film, and, Friday can be a good day. We're going to have a regen session tomorrow, but Friday can be a good day where we can throw some of that in there and in the build-up to Portland.
All right, on Zoom, we're going to go over to Jackson Phelps. Jackson, go ahead and ask your question. I see your hand raised.
Yeah, Coach, I'm wondering, after what happened down in Portland the previous time, obviously these are always intense rivalry matches, but because of what happened down there, does it give you personally a little extra buzz going into this one here on Saturday back at home?
It's not about me, Jackson. It's about the players in that locker room. I just warned them that they need to be prepared and ready for Saturday. But it's not me. I'm not stepping on the field. They're the ones that have to do that, and they will hear the message. I think I was pretty clear, but, it's up to them to perform. And we will do our jobs as coaches to make sure some of the details on, set pieces, defensively, whoever we roll out there, make sure that everybody is in sync, that they're on the same page, they understand their roles and responsibilities. We'll make sure that we do our job, because that's what you have to look at first. And then Jackson, the players have to remember that game as well.
Felipe Makeda, over to you next. Felipe, please ask your question. I see your hand raised on
He's
Zoom.
on mute. Yeah, there it is.
Thank you, Alex. Coach Brian, what's next for the team is a little time to prepare against Portland. How to recover the team mentally and physically?
Well, I said they have a regen tomorrow, and then we'll train on Friday, and then an early kickoff, 1:30 kickoff for Saturday. So there's not a lot of time, but we'll make the best use of that time to get them ready.
All right, we have time for a couple follow-ups, so go over to Maz. I know you've had your hand raised.
Yeah, Brian, I was just going to ask about Alex Roldan. I mean, I know he got the yellow card, but his versatility in this game and then also just all season, what you've asked of him.
Well, this game, we moved him up the line when Reed came on, and he was good. I mean, he played there in college for Pete and Seattle University. He was an attacking player, midfield player, so he can play there. And I actually kind of like that. So maybe there's a little bit of room there. But, his brother's coming back probably for Saturday, so we'll see how that rolls out.
Jeremiah, over to you.
Yeah, what was the thinking in terms of balancing going for it this game in terms of minutes played and saving guys for Saturday, or was there any of that at all going into the thinking?
There was a lot of that gone into the planning for this game, but then after they scored that goal, things changed. I thought we could get something out of this game, so I left guys on. I subbed Albert out because he was dealing with a little bit of, stomach virus. And I need him to be fresh for Saturday. Yaimar, like I said, I wanted to get Chew off. Tevez is going to have to start again, so that was the sub there. So there were some guys that we were thinking about for Saturday, but the way the game unfolded, it wasn't what we wanted.
Nico, you still have one?
Just wanted to get a little bit deeper on, Raul's presence on the field. obviously hasn't played for a while, but it seemed like he was well positioned and he was reading the game well. What was your assessment on how he came on and kind of
Good.
influenced the game?
Good. He was good in all phases except for, he wishes, I know, because I know Raul's body language. He wishes he could have some of those chances back because normally when he's in form, he's going to score those all day long.
John, you get the last question.
Brian, I'm curious how after this game, I know you still need to look at the film and review some things, but how do you feel this game prepares you for the game against Portland, knowing that you've had to make some of these changes on the fly in the game?
Not sure of your question, John. I mean, San Jose is different than Portland in some ways. Portland has longer rest. That'll be one factor. What's our game plan? How much possession do we keep? How much transition moments? Where our line of confrontation is? Some of those questions we'll deal with. But I'm not so sure this game prepared us for Portland other than it just pissed us off and we need to come back with a strong performance.